Truckers X TV on air. We are now live in 3, 2, 1.
What is the incredibly overpowering sweet scent?
It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad, is this it?
Huh?
Isn't that Detective Bowden Care over there? It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff.
No, that's not quite it.
Aw, too bad, it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it.
Thanks, I'll treasure it always.
Those two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here, I got something else for you.
Yay, thank you, Uncle Bad. Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy.
Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe.
Gummy is... He was trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy. I know he didn't kill Daddy.
Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying.
I'm not crying.
Kay,
Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too.
don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being?
You're not involved in the investigation, it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess.
What? You were just scolding us like kids not to mess up the crime scene. And now you let a child run free? Why?
People are free to investigate things outside the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I don't have a problem with that, but I'm curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into.
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Oh, that's right. Hey, mister.
Yes? What is it?
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
I won't forgive whoever did this, but in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay?
It does, but because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. It sounds like you'd rather be alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need to answer to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's the ultra-strong perfume Yu wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window. But that smell's still here. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it.
I was born for much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as how you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edward, you will hold on to this bottle without fail.
Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears, just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. So you were in this room the entire recess. Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get the big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier you stated that you were in the lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then what you're saying is not until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in two different locations. I guess I am. Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Let's see, Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective in the case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, or because you were the lead detective in the case. You knew? I also know that today's trial involving the Kohodim Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now, the detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday and the KG-8 incident. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we three were involved with the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries? That trial was just a front.
A facade?
Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then what became the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Devore. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man, just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano Group. He can't seriously mean Ernest Amano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CU, Manny Kochan, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece. I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu didn't mention that as well. Well, Detective Bat was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap.
What kind of trap?
The holes in this jacket are a testament to the trap. You mean you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in that one gunfight?
Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU. The suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. About when you first met Yu. It was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes. Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
I suppose not. You said it herself, that she never wanted to see either of us ever again. Well, after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah. Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But that result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial, related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them? Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rail this time, for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, right?
For that, you may have not a single qualm about defending the known killer.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rail was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. Doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of Von Karma?
Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it. The skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young. But one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. But you two seem to have made no progress at the Yatagarasu case.
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial, to prove that Rail was not the real Yatagarasu, which I would have done if he had turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove this accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of the murderous attempt towards Faraday and Rail. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witnesses who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rail claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he started to claim Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. and during the recent they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Miss Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already.
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, huh? And so in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rail's cold-blooded curler, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it will help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we're never caught the Yatagarasu.
What's the sound outburst for? It was made me whip you by accident.
Still accidentally whip me anyway. There are three reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. I see, so those are the Yatagarasu special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagarasu has never been caught on the tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as a commit murder. That's how I knew that Rail wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Koldum embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. Just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rail about what was sent along with the white card, Rail had no idea what it was. Ah, that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rail was a phony. Thank you very much. I have much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? Miss Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. To be continued? Oh, I'm not to say. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. It appears that this honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimonies.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about something other than the verdict.
Francisca, there is no need to further depress His Honor.
I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your Honor. Huh? Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor? The evidence. Your Honor! Oh! Yes, can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor, do you think you could stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry. I would accept the defense attorney has yet to arrive. She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel, also included, so please go ahead and use them to your investigation to the case. Understood, Your Honor. These pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of these two men. It's going to be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding the case. Maybe even something there will finally lead me to the truth. I've placed all the evidence over the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they're all accounted for. What's on the right side? Evidence of this you prepared is just sitting here on the table.
You know you can't just walk up with it, right?
Of course I do. She must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation. Why how she would defend Mr. L in that case if he was still alive? So this is the evidence related to today's Caribbean Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag.
You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes, finally we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time.
Agreed. Let's take a good look at all the evidence from the embassy murder too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial is about.
Ugh.
Don't point your crap at me.
Don't put your crop if you don't order something.
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. It's also...
You have to see the knife up close.
So we have a knife, the gun, an envelope, and what the organizer's doing here. Oh, that's right, I completely forgot to tell you. About what, Your Honor? They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside the evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it pass along to you. He said it would help the investigation. Detective Bad said that.
What a strange stroke of luck.
Well now, look for the gift of the horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too. Won't rest until I expect it. It's suspicious to be ready. Mr. Faraday's organizer appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote strategy for getting Mr. Rel convicted down here.
I have collected the evidence I need to prove that Rel was the killer. Between the handgun Rel had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday also believed that Mr. Rel was the killer in the case. The sound of the handgun going off was recorded with a superb clarity on the surveillance tape. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rel is not the real Yatagarasu. It also appeared that he had proof that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present to him in court, it should clear everything up. And you apparently also had a very definite piece of evidence. It's no longer I hope that this will finally bring to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have made about being the real Yatagarasu.
And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy murder.
This organizer is the clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and go through thoroughly read later.
Look, there's a picture behind the pages here.
It appears to be a key.
A rather ornate one at that. It's just like a design of a handle.
The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu key Mr. Faraday mentioned in the organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key.
Detective Bad said something earlier. What's different about this time was the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Caribbean Embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatagarasu would have always publicized a crime. It's a flashback. We already said it like not too long ago. I don't know why I'm rereading this stuff.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret key safe.
As a prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and the smuggling ring case, that's to be expected. I took a quick look through the documents before the trial started.
Well, I wasn't even afforded to the opportunity to skim it.
I suppose I should explain to you then.
Yes, you should. Perfectly in its entirety, if you please.
On the night of September 8th, excuse me, embassy staff member was killed from the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mackerel was brought in the night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
A simpleton of a man what he was.
Perhaps he was, but the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Well was caught in the act of a film by a security camera.
He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera.
The Colombian embassy security system is supposedly well designed. He may simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. L on it, even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Me neither. This gun, it was originally used to kill the Colombian embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rao still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
And then the gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art,
Hey,
could be used to be such a cruel act?
it's never crossed your mind that you used your riding crop for a wrong purpose.
That's odd. What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
That certainly is odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the Colombian embassy staff members was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious it was brought into the courthouse by Mr. L? That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it does not make easy smuggling a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly to the contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
I need to think carefully here. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is fact that the knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to be seen today. So in order to solve the mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have the answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Franziska.
What? Then what is it?
One of the key pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse.
Take that!
This Yaragarasu key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francisco, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key handle remind you of anything?
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Both the Yaragarasu key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design of their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yaragarasu key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say...
It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one and the same.
But that's impossible.
Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine the knife in a little more detail. This side.
It can't be. It turned into a key? To think there was such a trick to this thing.
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key to the Yaragarasu store. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now.
Frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea that the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have been killed Mr. Faraday.
Even among law enforcement, this key was a top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday, meaning that the only person it couldn't be the one who sent the key in the first place, the great thief Yaragarasu.
Then maybe Mr. Rail really was the Yaragarasu, and
he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bat said earlier, but when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright, then I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else. That the person is the real Yatagarasu.
It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And that piece that's missing in this is the surveillance that was played in the court.
The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
The video is showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of prosecutor evidence.
Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
What? No, I dare not neglect my duties. What do you take me for? No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial. The surveillance video is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tip is still somewhere in the crime scene. There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answer, I see. I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Number 2. This guy. That's Detective Bad. Who is he with?
I've never seen that officer before.
So, did you find it? No, not yet. I've looked everywhere. I see. Well then, please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. Huh? So you're the one running this show? Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed the crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? What was that all about and who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, I never seen an impudent officer in my life.
Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want?
It looks like you were paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Zengfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication. He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. This guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time.
I agree, however, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was the agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Elliot, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with two of you. Huh. I highly doubt it. It has nothing to do with me. Fine, if this game I must play, I'll take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened to this room straight from him. You sure the tape is not hidden in here? That's like my only thing. We're talking about this part and yet, okay. I talk to him or do I just investigate? Earlier you were in lobby number 1 and now you're in lobby number 2. You're quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I ask about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy, you'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another.
Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That helped enough, don't you think? Please, we are asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. I'd like to ask you once again what happened around here at the time of the crime. I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about, but aren't you supposed to know everything?
He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind the piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu key are one and the same? What? That's impossible.
It looks like he didn't know after all.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use the Yatagarasu key to prove that Mr. Rowe was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in the law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago you appeared to be searching for something. I presume this key is with what you were searching for? Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad? So that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more. Alright. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change. Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine, because I will need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case. Oh, shoot. I was in lobby number 1, talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out of the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed, however, if you allow, we may yet to draw all the information that we can. Yeah, there's still something missing. We need a time frame on that.
Hold it!
Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. The gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder. That would give the other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now. Sure. There's a different testimony, wasn't there?
Objection!
Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you knew about the girl's balloon.
Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already missurmised, the piece did indeed come from Kate's balloon. So, what about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. What are you getting at? This fragment was found in the hallway, right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. Oh? So that sound the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was about to reconvene.
Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway. When you were in the lobby number 1, Detective Bad, and if you were in lobby number 1 at the time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well. So... What? Don't give me so!
We just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony.
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever start to think why the doors and walls on this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What is that supposed to mean?
The doors and walls are super thick. The window plans are double layer. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of special sound-absorbing material. Then you mean... Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound.
No!
I knew that's what he was going to say.
Then that means that Scruff-Face's testimony is completely useless! If the rooms are soundproof, then of course you couldn't hear any sense of struggle.
That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now, do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around.
The other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of balloon popping in we're in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet Detective Gotcha claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh? How so? If the rooms are so soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought.
Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it boil down to?
It boils down to this: there must be a reason. As to how Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot, theoretically couldn't have.
It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh?
The state of the crime scene? Wait, can it be? It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled. There we go. Can we do the thing now? It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows, and yet the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through those open bar windows. Help! Nope. Ouch, 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 ouch. So it's the other way around, got it. Now then, what else besides smell can go through that open bar window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. Since the windows in both defendant lobbies number 1 were open, that explains how the sound of gunshot could be heard in both locations. The missing piece of evidence is a video. That shows the moment in which Mr. L killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence back for the recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after the time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence that's missing evidence created for me. It's the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again.
It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look.
Where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television. The TV? Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. So we just touch any part of the TV and then Eureka!
I suppose, but
Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if we verify the contents of this video? Sure, knock yourself out.
alright, let's rewind this and see what we have.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Understood. This should be around. Now let's see.
This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member.
I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance here, was yours all along. This sound. What's the meaning of this? It appears that Detective Bat has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind the double mark murder.
Do you mean that we figured it all then?
Yes, all I have to do now is show what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from.
Fine, in that case, show me what you've deduced.
To show what the gunshot detectives Bad heard was, and through where they heard it from. Now to show what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from.
Eureka!
A piece of it. Please don't tell me I messed up here. I just brought out the TV sound. If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely in this room, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one could have been the wiser.
That's true, this courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were.
However, what happened in reality was, Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot.
But the windows in lobby number 1 and 2 and the hallway were open, so naturally the people in those locations could hear it.
Oh, but then why would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why was it necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction.
Very well, I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of the fact. What was it the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of? When the crime took place. The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to the precise wishes, and they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so.
So that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video? Yes, which means that the murders really occurred earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty, someone who has no alibi for that time period and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. Heal me! Let's go! Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, what is it? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderer, but she wants to clarify something. It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. To be continued. Like and subscribe, Sugar69, I'm signing out.